this infant, will be ultimately discarded. Why did they get the nappies at all? Why didn't they keep you naked as you were born? And why you started wearing dresses and changing them later on, when you knew that they will be discarded? Because everything which is born, which is created, serves its purpose, and when it has served its purpose, it is destroyed. Isn't it? So that is why Allah created life, and He knew that when the purpose of the creation will be fulfilled, then it will no longer be necessary to maintain it. Right? Good. Next, please. Bring it closer to your microphone, the microphone to your mouth. The one you're holding as well, huh? Like.
I want to ask a question that what is the importance of doing Hajj? What is the importance of doing Hajj?
Importance of going to Hajj?
Yeah.
Right. You see, Islam is a very organized religion and very scientific. Islam has categorized the form of worship in a manner that you find a sort of evolution in the process. And starting from individual, it goes on to rise to a larger application of congregational prayer. By larger application, I mean that the people, greater number of people are involved in congregational prayers as you proceed further. Now, I'll start from the beginning. You say, begin your prayers in the homes, individually, right? When you're children. You're not obliged to go to the mosques. Then when you grow a bit older, then sometimes you're taken by your parents to the mosque. That is the mosque of the area, right? So then you grow a bit older and you begin to participate in all activities of the human life. Then you are also brought to Jummah prayer, which is not the same small mosque of your area, but is a bigger mosque of a larger area. So a prayer once a week is much larger in application. Much larger number of people say that prayer, right? And then twice a year, you say Eid prayer, in which still much larger number of Muslims participate together. It's a much greater occasion than just the Jummah. Is that right? So ultimately, once in a life, you are required to participate in a prayer which is attended not by a large area, but the whole world. Will people from all over the world come and attend that prayer with such dedication and devotion? This gives you an idea of the unity of God and the unity of mankind. This demonstrates to you that whether it's black or white or red or yellow, whichever race one belongs to, everyone belongs to one single race of humanity. And they all come to one God, bow to Him and gather together, and all national and ethnical demarcations are totally destroyed and finished. So the Hajj serves a wonderful purpose, not only one purpose, many purposes. As I said, first of all, you find this evolution in the prescription of worship in Islam, which you find nowhere else in the world. And then gathering together of people from all over the world is really a big occasion. And a man which passes through that experience is deeply exhilarated and deeply excited, and he says prayers like he never said them before. And he comes much closer to God after Hajj than before, or during the Hajj. I don't mean it applies to every single individual, but this is a general phenomenon I'm describing. So now, are you convinced Why, for the of the good reason why Hajj is performed? Good, thank you. Islam, you didn't say Assalamu Alaikum, but I said Wa Islam anyway.
Whilst doing Hajj, why do you have to wear white sheets?
What do you have to wear during Hajj?
Now, why do you have to wear white sheets during Hajj?
Sheets.
Yeah.
And that's the question, I understood. You see, Islam presents Hajj as much as possible in the form when it was first originally performed. So from this I infer that when the institution of Hajj was introduced first time in the world, people had not yet learned the art of sewing. They covered themselves in sort of sheets. Maybe they were made of large leaves, like banana leaves or something, but they had not yet learned the art of sewing. They were single sheets. They are wrapped around. So Islam takes you back, and they also used to shave their heads. So Islam takes you back to that. They walked bare feet, and most often you walk bare feet there. And they lived a very simple life, and the simple life is re-enacted in Hajj. So that is how I understand. I hope I'm right. Okay?
One of the verses the Islamic year chosen when Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, made a night journey to Mecca.
What to Mecca?
Journey to Mecca. He's asking about the calendar, Muslim calendar. Why was it started at that time?
Now I know. What you mean is, now I've got the question. Let me make it clear. If I'm right, then you let me know, and then I'll begin to answer. You mean that why did not the Muslim calendar begin at the birth of Rasul Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and why did it begin at the time of his migration from Mecca to Medina? Is that what you want to ask? Correct? Right. You see, the birth of a prophet is not well recorded, because that is an event which can go unnoticed, because nobody knows who is born. He has not yet acquired that importance as the one which he acquires after his claim to be from God, after his claim to be the divine messenger. So the question should not be the question of birth. The question should be, why did not the Muslims start the calendar from the day he announced himself to be a prophet? That would have been a very valid and weighty question. I have also many times wondered why not. But nobody thought of that at that time, and nobody did keep the count so closely and carefully at that period, because there were very few who followed him. So the history is recorded to a degree, but not to a degree of perfection, as it was recorded after his migration to Medina. So I think that is the reason why people thought of starting the calendar from Hijrah rather than from the time when he claimed to be a prophet. Next, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waisam.
As a Khalifa, don't you feel any pressure when people come to you for advice or ask you questions?
No, not at all. In fact, when people come to me for advice, there is no question of my feeling any pressure, because it comes automatically to me. Similarly, the questions you are asking, I feel relaxed when I answer these questions. The only pressure upon me is trying to make a concise answer. where a longer answer will be involved